Hey YouTubers, I wanted to give you a little update on what I've been messing with other than breaking my cell phone. That's a long story, I'm not going to get into that right now. But what I was doing is what everybody in the world apparently except me has done before. Was working on decapping some of these truck injectors. Number one, I will tell you that these little black caps that come off of the ends, they're really hard to get off. I mean, they will come off, but you can see how much force it took me to work around this, because basically what I was doing was taking the largest screwdriver in my box and using the side of it to come in like this, wedge it as tight as I could, pop it, wedge it, pop it, and you just got to work your way around, and eventually you can get it off. But it is absolutely not as easy as you might think. So basically, I took a pick and took all my large, what I call the fat O-rings and the skinny O-rings. I took all the O-rings off of them. Then took my large screwdriver and popped that black, I don't even know what that thing is for, alignment cap or whatever you want to call it. I hope I didn't tear them up too bad, because I was having to get a little aggressive with them to get them off. And I guess one of these injectors must have been replaced or something, because it had one black O-ring instead of a blue. But here's what I did, and take for granted I was just kind of following all the other YouTube videos on how to decap these truck injectors. So what I started out with was I just wanted to take it and start out with a pair of side cutters and just try to grab that cap and see if I could tear it off. But you can't take it off out of the center. You can tear it off all the way around the outside edge, but you can't get it to pull off with the side cutters in the middle. So what I did was looked around. I had a couple of different options. Couldn't find one that I liked to chuck it up in a drill like Matt Happel did. But basically I did find like a boot. I don't even know if this is an LS. Yeah, I think this was a boot off of an LS plug wire. It actually fits tightly on the inlet. And I'll show you here in just a second. I just chucked up a angle grinder with a cutoff wheel in my vise and then just sat there and cut it off. You know what I mean? Let me go over here to the vise so I can show you how I had it set up. All right, guys, so it is fairly loud, so try not to piss your neighbors off. And it works better once you get this sticker kind of worn off the side of your cutoff wheel. But I wanted the smoothest abrasive surface I could find, so I could just slowly remove the rest of this cap. So basically all I did was put one of those spark plug boots on the inlet side of the truck injector and literally just held it and spun it. Like do half, pick it up, you know, get a better grip, do half, holding it at a 45-degree angle right on this edge. Okay, see if you guys can see that. But right on the outer edge of where that little cap covers that pintle, I just kind of held it like this and just spun, you know, like we do a half, get a better grip, and just slowly snuck up on it. And then if you keep your eyes on it, you'll see that cap just bing, it'll just fly away into nowhereness. And I'm gonna give you a little bit better shot once we get back over to the other table. But that thing will fly right off of there, and then you'll have your pintle exposed. But I'll show you something I ran into just a second ago that totally blew my mind. Alright guys, so here's the problem I was running into. I noticed that 4 of my 8 injectors were absolutely just clogged. Down inside your inlet side of your fuel injector, there's that small like cone-shaped filter, kind of like a pre-filter for the injector. 4 of these were just full of this black goop. That's the only thing I can really think to call it, was like a black goop. So I've been slowly trying to blow it out with brake clean and try to clean them as best I can. Worst case scenario, I may have to look into ordering new screens and maybe look up a video on how to replace these screens, because like I said, at least 4 of these are really clogged with dark gunk and goo. But here's the issue I was running into. This is what you want it to look like. Okay, see if you guys can see that. Nice clean pintle. You know what I mean? You don't see anything wrong with that. Here's one that's showing a little bit of dirt. Now keep in mind, I did not touch that pintle with anything during the decapping process, but look how utterly filthy that is down inside of there. Here's the worst one of all 8, and I've been trying to clean it. The whole end underneath the pintle was literally solid black with whatever that goo is. So I've been using brake cleaner, a little bit of oven cleaner, lightly going across it with a green Scotch-Brite pad. You know, I've tried to kind of go around the pintle with a sharp pick and just see if any of that black stuff just kind of flakes away. I don't know if this is going to make it or not. I mean, I'm going to continue trying to clean it, and I have hopes of flowing all these injectors on Richard's just homemade flow, you know, setup he has. We may have to do some upgrading on it, because I think he said it was messing up here recently. But that was the worst one of all 8, where it was just absolutely clogged. I guarantee the black or black to brown goop that was dried up and clogging the end of that injector, I don't think this injector would have been spraying at all. You know, which makes me worried when you start talking about going down inside of this inlet. You know, is that stupid screen completely plugged with that crap too? I don't know. But I mean, I got all 8 of them. You know, I've got all 8 of them decapped, and several of them look awesome. As far as, you know, and you'll see one like this where the cap came off good, but then you'll see some of that goop, that black crap on the end of it that was underneath the cover or whatever when you're decapping it, and that black crap was underneath of it. So, you know, I mean, I'm not an expert. Hopefully this stuff will clean up and flow like we want them to. You know, because I want to hook up some kind of cleaner, carb cleaner or something pressurized on the inlet side, and then we'll pulse it with a 12-volt source to try to, you know, make sure everything is good to go. See, that one's a little dirty under the where the cap was, but the pintle looks good. I don't know. It's just gonna have to be a trial and error setup. You know, make sure they're all flowing the same. This one's a little dirty on the pintle. I know it's kind of hard to see, guys, but you know, maybe you guys are more experts at decapping and cleaning these truck injectors. These are the 25.2 pound truck injectors, so I wanted to go ahead and try to use them instead of my 24s that are in there now. You know, I'm trying to get everything purchased and staged to put the turbo on the Blazer, and I just ran into this issue today with how dirty these injectors were. These injectors actually came out of 2002 4.8 I bought years ago when we still lived in Raymore. Actually, it was the block I used when I built the motor that's in the Blazer now. So I don't know. I just wanted to kind of share my thoughts on how to, you know, decapping them was absolutely not hard. Just make sure you hold that injector at a 45 while you're eating away at this area, at this area until you can get that cap to fly off. Try not to hold it straight up and down up against your abrasive wheel, because you don't want to accidentally hit that pintle and cause any kind of damage to it or its bore. But I mean, they're a lot dirtier than I expected. And worst case scenario, now I know how easy it is to decap these things. If I can't get these things cleaned up and flowing freely like I want them to, and have them all flowing the same, I'll just pick up another set and start over. So anyway, I wanted to post up a quick video because I got several topics I'm trying to work through right now, trying to figure out the best way to, share that information with you guys. If you would, keep your eye out for a video I'm going to put up about the LS lit roller lifters. We've come across some pretty interesting information on two specific styles of LS lifters and how they should be installed in the engine. So that's something we never heard before, and I'd really like to share it with you. So anyway, I appreciate you guys watching. I just wanted to give you an update on my trying to get everything purchased and or modified to go ahead and put that GT45 turbo on my Blazer. So thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, share, hit the little bell, tell it to give you the updates so that when I can start knocking out some of these videos, you guys will get notified. Thanks again.